Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 758, and this is update in relation to Monday, the beginning of the new week. Very quiet start because we are off in our business. We usually take Mondays off, so it was meant to be a day of relaxation and all these things that you want to do on a day off, but it was a bit hectic and chaotic. I wasted a lot of time, but I will tell you in a second about it. So it started normally. We dropped Julian at school and we drove to Morva Beach to get our walk done. The weather was beautiful. It was windless, sunny, and very nice. Pretty warm as well. We are expecting some small kind of heat wave. Obviously not the summer type heat wave, but decent temperatures coming in for a couple of days. And we enjoyed the walk there. We even saw swans going over Murva and flying towards Rasnaula Lower, where their kind of sanctuary lake is. There's plenty of them there, so they happened to go there, and it was amazing morning. So we did our walk, and later on, pretty much most of the time I spent fighting with the sauna, not in a deployment scenario, but just by the house. I tried to fix a couple of things. First, I took care about the door because in the sauna, like our sauna is built of thermal wood, and doors in the sauna are usually different wood than the one that the whole sauna shell is made of. So they always are tricky to adjust and keep tight or, not too loose. And they're exposed also to situations like they are moving part. So sometimes wind will blow and some client won't be keeping them strong enough, so they will kind of hit the the sauna itself. So the hinges are always exposed to some bending. Then the wood itself is working to some extent. When the sauna heats up from the inside, some wood expands and the dynamic changes a little bit. So these doors are always a pain in the arse, and many saunas have real troubles with that. We are fortunate enough that I happen to be able to adjust them. So far, so good, but every time I want to adjust the hinges, I need to unscrew the big board with 8 screws and do the manual adjustment. And on a cold sauna, I can do only as much because later on, I can't wait with the board being unscrewed. I need to put the frame back on, and only when the sauna heats up again to a high temperature and stays like that for an hour or two, I can tell if the adjustment was right or not. So we'll see tomorrow, or sorry, on Tuesday evening deploy, but for now it looks good. And then I had attempted to get access under the floorboards. So our barrel sauna has a floor, and in between the boards, there's possibility that a lot of sand or dust or maybe even human hair or things like that are falling there. So debris is collecting somewhere down there, and I can't get access to the floor because it's kept by the door frame as well as the stove and and the benches. So it's, well, I think that it's not held by the benches, at least, but so it's very hard to get access to it. It's just heavily held by those things, so I need to figure out how to get access there and get it cleaned up, because I'm sure it's collecting there and collecting, and suddenly we might have a rot problem and we want to avoid it. So I was unsuccessful in that. I unscrewed a couple of things and tried to get access, but to no avail. So I'm still working on it, but you can imagine it was time consuming, so I wasted a lot of time exploring it. Then picked up Julian from school, and afterwards we went for groceries with Elizabeth. I did some dinner, and then Julian and myself, we watched a little bit of Supernatural, a couple of episodes. So we keep going. We are in season 2. I like to watch it with Julian. It's kind of fits our likings. So it's nice to have that time together. And that was pretty much it. So not very exciting Monday, but yeah, it's Monday. So it's a bit mundane. As you could see probably in the previous blog post, I tried to use ChatGPT to generate images, and it did pretty well for what I wanted. But I was so excited and wanted to recommend it to you, but it turns out that they only give you 3 or 4 tries, and once you generate those images, you need to upgrade to Plus to get further generations, which is bad in my opinion. I'll stick to Leonardo AI, which gives you 150 credits every day, and there's plenty of options and ways to adjust and features to use before even thinking about upgrading. So yeah, Leonardo, so far so good, and it's much better than many other options that require you to pay. This one is free until you really need the advanced options. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. I always appreciate you and your time. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon, or evening. Stay tuned, and see you again tomorrow.